Are we live now? All right, coming to you live for the last 8 seconds. Excellent connection. So that's good. Can we bring up the visuals on this, please? Do we really need it? Do we? That's a good point. No, we don't. Where did we end off? What were we talking about the last time we last spoke? Do you have tea in front of you right now? Leanne Wilson, are you there? Leanne? What is it that I need to snap out of? I have to snap out of it. Tell me, in your words, what I need to do to snap out of it, and why I need to snap out of it. And what is it that you're talking about? I don't quite understand where you're coming from. And then, what else were we talking about? It's a good question, though. Was it a question or that was a statement? Oh, that's the reason why you brought it up. It's a statement. So someone seems to think they know better than me for my choices in life. Brave. Go ahead. Answer the question. Make a video. Tell me in your words what it is that needs to change in my life. Go ahead. I'm interested to hear what you think I need to do to change me. To be what? You? Right? That doesn't work. You can't be me, I can't be you. That was a good talk. I'm headed straight for the SS Michael right now. We got plenty of time, don't worry. Then just before we get there, we're just going to go slightly to the right. And then, I don't know, we won't have to course correct for a very long time. Welcome to Tea in Space. My name's Tom, and this is space. What do you want to talk about? What's on our minds? And does it matter? That is a beautiful machine. Corvette. Of all cars, it's a Corvette. Burnt orange. Black trim. Very, very cool. I'm looking forward to the answer, because the answer came just before I went live. Or comment, anyways. What is it that I need to snap out of? That I need to change? Many people with lots to say. Why? Gives one pause. Those that claim to know you the most know you the least. Those who say, I know not. X marks the spot. And look at sand. Every grain of sand is different. If you magnify sand, each grain, they look like candies. Multicolored glass. Stands to reason. Glass is made of sand. Sand is glass. Where did this glass come from? How many civilizations are represented in each grain of sand? And this is what we have right now. Knowing that there's an infinite number of possibilities that we can make out of this sand, this is what we got. We couldn't do better? Well, what's better? Free energy? Sports cars for everybody? Less work? More enjoyment? Localized economies. The fastest way to recovery is to focus on your community and not the federal banks and the federal banking systems that are in place. Those big banks, big banks. If we still do banks, do something local. Invest in your local bank. If we still do money. Whatever the currency is, and we want to protect it, or we want to grow it, or whatever, however the system looks. Invest in your local economy, your local food supply, your local everything. Fresh food grown locally. Not necessary to ship it. Walmarts can leave. Walmarts are very good at shipping things, but that does not mean that we should be doing it. With food. Plastic, most of it. Use less plastic. Buy less plastic. Use less plastic. The ocean has been used as essentially a giant shitter. Huge big toilet we all shat in. But like we flush things down that toilet that we shouldn't have flushed. Plastics. It's getting into our food supply. You're killing the animals, the whales. They're eating it. It only decomposes to a certain point. And then it starts looking like krill. And you got whales ingesting this stuff. You got the biggest things in the ocean eating the smallest things. And you got the smallest things wrapping themselves up in these plasticky things. And then you got the little things eating the small little things the big things eat. And now the average size things that we eat, we're eating plastic. So can it be done better? Yeah, of course. So we just picked the best option, and we go with that first. Follow through with that. Go on to the next one. Easy. We could be working on a number of different projects all at the same time with the right people in place. Not the people that were in place before. First captain, first pick? You got it. I got second pick. Alright, I pick my mom. Come on over. Get it? Get another pick? Okay, I pick. Well, what are we working on right now? Maybe I'm not going to pick my mom. Maybe she's not the one for that one. What are we working on first? What are you working on? Maybe you're working on something different than I'm working on, and they complement one another. Can we do that? Just head straight for the Michael. Then once we get there, it's gonna be a long time. We're probably never gonna get there. But once we get there, we're gonna change course slightly to the right, maybe. It depends. For now, I'm just gonna let it ride. No, not full steam ahead. No. The most optimal speed for the least amount of energy used. Oh, we can go pretty fast then? Okay, well, let's go fast then. Why not? Slow, fast, doesn't matter to me. We're never going to get there. But when we do get to that place that we'll never get to, do you mind if I go slightly right? So I know exactly where I want to go. Snap out of it. Okay. You're really quick to point out that speck of dust in that person's eye, but you can't see the plank in your own. Right? That sounds familiar. Who said that? Jesus said it. Did he? Something like it. It's like, he who casts the first stone. He who casts the first stone, what? He who casts the first stone is he not the sinner? He who casts the first stone. You know, the hypocrite is is always the first one to point out in the other that the other is a hypocrite. It's usually the first thing that they say in so many words, because they project exactly who they are on everybody else. So the hypocrite is extremely attached to his or her identity. And thinks they're right most of the time, most likely. That's a tough way to live. It's a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. Because you always have to defend yourself. You always have to be on the defensive. Because you always feel that you're being judged because you've put yourself on that level of always being right or needing to be right. So you always have to continually justify. It's a horrible conundrum. Round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Click, 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 click. Click. Whammy! Shit! Oh, whammy! The price is wrong. Oh, you meant less than. The bus just came. What time is it? 2:50. The 2:50 bus. You can take that bus. Be downtown in like 10 minutes. down by the mall. That's not downtown. That's midtown. It'll take me about 50 minutes to get to Walmart. Well, who wants to go to Walmart? Stick around. Yeah, you're right. I'm not taking the bus anywhere. I got plenty of things I can go to around here. Although, I do have this gift card and I still have $50 on it for the Save On Foods. So, how am I going to get there? Well, my mom can drive, I guess, when she goes. It's good talk. I'll just stick around here. A localized economy. Even within your town, your city. It's like, alright. If you don't want to drive as far for your shit, drive as far as you need to and pick it up there. Don't go to Walmart. Why would you go to Walmart? Oh, there's Tony's Meats, and there's a fish place right by it, and a bakery. All local. They're selling farm fresh eggs in bags. They got this new special plastic glass so that people don't sneeze on their stuff. They're local. Got Quality Greens here, just right by our place. What else? We got Cobb's bread. It's a little pricey, but we got T-bones. It's not completely local, but maybe they'll change their minds. And then they'll buy from the local economy, and then we'll buy from them. That works for me. That works for me. There's a lot of fear and panic out there. Internally, most people are just internalizing it. They're thinking, man, this is going to be forever, and I'm losing my home, I'm losing my job, I'm losing my company, I'm losing everything I work for, everything. And then it's going to be the same old fucking thing. The banks get bailed out and we don't. And this is bad. This is as bad as the financial crisis gets. Not that we should worry about it. Like, the financial crisis is actually worse than this pandemic that is being forced down our throats. It's not as lethal as they intended, for sure. So, let's step back a little bit, evaluate what's really going on, and why is this being fed to us? Think about it. Think about the two sides of government. Think about two sides of government that have gone opposite ways, but equally shitty ways. And they're at war with one another. But those are the people that are in charge. So, one might take down the other, but you're still left with the other too, right? So now you got... If your left hand is doing something it shouldn't, does that give the right hand permission to do the same thing? Or does it really take the right hand to come in and maybe balance it out so that now we're not just focused on the left hand, we're focused on the right hand equally as much, 100% for both. How do you do that? How do you use both sides of the brain equally the same at all times? How do you do that? Well, there's the other thing, side, Well, you said there's two sides. Yeah, it's not really a side. It's the glue that keeps it all together, right? It's the binding agent. It's whatever it is. It's the unknown. It's the unseeable. You can't see it. And so you forgot about that one. So most of you have just kind of practiced one side of your brain thinking, and you've been very good at it. Or maybe you got to the point where you're using both sides of your brain, but you don't have any compassion. It can go really bad, sideways. Justifications all over the fucking place. Because those people are very, very clever. But if you don't know how it is formed, by which force, energy it is formed, the eternal, unknowable thing that is behind everything, if you're not aware of it, then you're missing out on certain things, like compassion, like what it means to love unconditionally. It's the space between the noises. It's the space between everything when you really look into every object. There's space between everything, every little particle. Every particle has space between it. Every quark, how far? Every Planck length. What's the smallest thing? There's always space between it. That's what we're talking about. Take a cup. It's not the... Well, you can physically see the cup. It's a beautiful cup. That's a blue cup. That's a nice cup. Well, it's a space that's in the cup that it means something, right? This is just, well, it's kind of cool, yeah. But what holds it together? Same stuff that that stuff's made out of. Space. Space between. I'm not sure why I'm me, this is compelled to continue speaking about this with others. The only thing I know is that the more we can understand ourselves, the more we know the me, the I that's within me, the more we know that for ourselves, the more we'll understand what it is that we can or should accomplish together. Maybe. And that thing that we should accomplish are all the things that we desire to do at the moment we think of it. And if we're really conscious about who we are, we'll be picking the same things, or very similar, or we'll be working on projects that will somewhere down the line up with some other great idea or project. And then lo and behold, we have something so much better than what we had. But this requires the ego to step aside, to not allow oneself to need to be right all the time. Very important. Super important. Because the more you can incorporate other great ideas into your project, the better your final outcome, whatever that is. And it shouldn't be final because everything changes, so everything needs to be modified. But the general principle behind it, if it's something that benefits humanity, then that stays. That's the constant. Right? So you can apply that to everything. Businesses, religions, governments, families, your jogging group, your car club, whatever it is. Doesn't matter. The crow's back. It's staring right at me. And it just took a shit right on my lawn. What a cool bird. These things are smart. They're finding nuts and they're dropping them on the road now and waiting for the cars to drive over it to open up the nuts so they can have the insides. Very smart. So they're using tools. Everything gets smarter if we let it go about its thing. What would we learn if we allowed nature to continue to teach us as opposed to modifying nature and trying to teach it how to be? I wonder if we allowed things to progress naturally, intuitively. I wonder how that would I wonder how that tree would grow if it wasn't trimmed, cut down into a certain shape, which is not natural to that tree, right? Those ones. See that one there? That's more natural. But that one went out of a little control. You can't control it anymore because now you got no... But you should let them grow. Grow wide, tall. How do they want to grow? Let them show you how to grow. Humanity's always cutting things. Save the trees in your city. They're very important. And let them grow. And before you cut one down, think about it. Think about the view you're going to be missing. The life that is in that tree that you could have been watching. The shade that it could have given you because your house is so fucking hot because the sun is belting down on it constantly. The protection from the wind that it gives you. Now you have no protection at all. And no birds are going to hang around your place. Squirrels. Not to mention the squirrels. Or the owls. Owl's a bird. Owl's a bird. Owl's a bird. You know, you really gotta snap out of it. Snap out of what? Seriously. I went outside today. And I sat in the sun for a bit. I talked to the family that owns the amusement park right across the street. I asked them why they named the boat that's directly in front of me the SS Michael. And it was her brother who died. Her parents built this amusement park. It has like bumper boats and rock climbing wall and putting, 18 hole putt golf course, a few other things. No one needs to panic. Should get better from here. Knowing what we know, it should get better from here. I'm banking on it. No, I'm not banking on it. I'm not using any bank. Even if I had money right now. Even if I had money, I wouldn't put it in the bank. No, I wouldn't. Doesn't make any sense. Man, these crows are smart. Where were we? I see 3 men, older, in the park by the washrooms. 2 in chairs, 1 not, and a dog. Hanging out by the bathroom. And they probably use that building as a shield from the wind, because the wind is coming from the north. And the sun hits that side of the building, so it provides warmth. So that's why they're there. And they're probably homeless. 2 of them. That's my guess. But if you're smart, you could be homeless and be dry, warm, no one should be without a home. Everyone should be able to have a home without having to perform, to contribute. Who are the people that say what's worthy and what's not? Contribution wise. Hard work. Working hard. Is that the measure in which we deem things worthy? Should we not be working less? If given the choice and the possibility, if it's a real possibility, why wouldn't you choose better? Sometimes better is what we originally had. Sometimes better is just allowing things to happen. Sometimes. It's a legitimate statement. Why not all times? I'm getting to it. You're moving too fast. Let's start over. X marks the spot. Right? No? Okay. Let's say X marks the spot. What does X represent? Don't go there. I already explained it today. X can be anything. I have more questions. Okay, I'll answer them to the best of my knowledge. I'm not gonna most likely give you an explanation where it's gonna make any sense to you anyways. But maybe you'll come closer. Maybe you'll come closer by thinking about it a little bit more. Or actually not thinking about it. How about you stop? That's probably your problem. Don't think about it anymore. Stop thinking. Alright. Well, don't try to stop thinking. That's not... You're not getting it. Alright, let's start over. Let's start from scratch. Oh. Alright. I'm slow. You gotta be slow to be fast. Cruel to be kind is the right measure. Cruel to be kind is a very good sign. Cruel to be kind says that I love you, baby. You gotta be cruel to be kind. So, is that good? Are we good? That was an hour. You want to go longer? Well, if you wanted to go longer, you would comment. I think an hour is good. We good? Longer. Alright. How much longer? Because I got lots of time. Time is on my side. Crazy friends. They're getting out of control here. Alright, I'm going to end this live stream and then go to Facebook. So, where are you? Where are you? There you are. So what do you think about that, bud? You good with that? Are you good with that? Where are you? Right here. Where are you? We went over this already. You good? I'm good. So what do you think about that, bud? I'm good. You good with that? Yep. Let's go to Facebook. Are you good with that? Yes. Right here. You? Where are you? We went over this already.
Okay.
You good?
Yep.
I'm good. So what
Good.
do you think about that, bud?
Stop
good?
streaming. Yeah, we're good. Stop streaming.